friends, MagicBrad, SynergyCafe, and the Synergy Collaborative, and I have another guest on the line for today, and his name is David Leonhardt. David, you there?
I'm here.
Did I pronounce the last name right?
Yeah, actually, you got it right. Pretty good.
Ta-da!
Yeah.
So, David, you're up in Canada. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself? You married? You got kids? What's up?
Yeah, I'm married. I have two kids on the incoming side of the teenage years, so things are getting exciting around here.
I remember when I was a kid.
Parenting, the first couple of years with the diapers and everything, and then it gets easier. You just have to chase them around the mall, but now comes the psychological part.
Yeah, they're coming into their independence, or their perceived independence.
Yeah, they're growing up. They're becoming like us, which is
Yeah.
a good thing in some
We go
ways.
through those stages. We're dependent. Then when you get older, 60, 70, 80, 90, you get to be dependent again.
Yeah, we'll try to wait maybe until 120 for that.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about what you do. I understand that you are a writer and in multiple areas, and you actually have a team of people that you work with too, right?
That's right. We write and we promote. And in recent years, there's been just this massive demand for content marketing, which has been awesome because it brings together the two things that I've been doing all these years, which is writing content for the web and then promoting it in social media. And suddenly it's in vogue. But we do a lot more writing than that. Books, screenplays, press releases, white papers, you name it. And yes, I have a team of writers because I don't write fiction. I do write some of the books, but I tend to write more of the web content. It's snappier, it's more fun. Plus, I get to promote it in a way that you don't do with screenplays and novels and such.
Okay, that sounds like a really cool service because a lot of people don't really they can't see outsourcing writing because it comes out of their own head. But you have the knowledge of what special words go in as far as the contextual stuff, and when it comes to internet-based stuff, that's means a lot because that's what the internet is. It's all a bunch of words and links. That's all it really basically is. So
yeah, and video like we're doing now, and images. The images and the visuals and the words really go hand in hand. And I enjoy doing the visuals too. I enjoy doing images too, but I'm not going to claim the great expertise there. But you're right when you mentioned that a lot of people don't think about outsourcing because it's their ideas, and yet there are a lot of businesses that need content, and their expertise isn't writing. Their expertise isn't even coming up with the ideas of what to say. They're not publishers, and yet in this day and age on the internet, any business that really wants to make it needs to also be a publisher. It's sort of like the store chain that also has their magazine that highlights not just products but recipes. So they sell barbecues, but they are a publisher of recipes, and that's been around for a long time. But now suddenly we're seeing that en masse on the internet.
And I think it's really important that a person, like a business owner, understands that kind of thing because, again, they don't see the value in outsourcing until they do see the value. And the value, like I did a simple post the other day, and on Twitter, there's a limited amount of words. And all I did, because of the system I was using, it automatically embedded the link in it. And I just used the word click at the end of my title, which then went right into the clickable URL. But if you didn't put that word there, it doesn't trigger that, oh, that's what I'm supposed to do. Just something simple like that your knowledge of what you're doing, the end user, the customer might not think of something like that, whereas you do this every single day, so you know that kind of thing.
And Twitter is interesting because Twitter, you think of, well, that's 140 characters, but if you've noticed recently, you're seeing a lot more images on Twitter.
Yeah.
So the words and images, we were talking about that earlier, the words and the images, we already know on Facebook, if you don't put an image, forget it. No one's going to even notice it as they scroll down. Well, even on Twitter now you're seeing that, which makes, I think, LinkedIn the only major platform where the image isn't just as important as the words for the click-through.
Well, LinkedIn has that other sort of a blog on your profile now too that you can use.
Yes, it does.
So
that's a lot of fun.
It is all moving into it. And our mutual friend Preston,
Yes.
Him and I use sometimes we use the hashtag scuba because he does a lot of things at that divers island, Roatan in Honduras.
Right.
And there's people out there that are in the diving community. There's a thing called DiveBot that retweets any hashtag scuba. So you can, just by using that simple word that's focused on your target market, you can get more energy out of it because they retweet it. So knowing
Yeah,
those kind of things.
that's a good point. And Scuba is not the only one. There are a lot of automated bots that will retweet anything that has a certain hashtag. I've seen that, I think, for both Vancouver and Toronto.
Yeah, and I think that's something that another reason for, I mean, I'm plugging you a little bit, that people should outsource to you because you know about that stuff. Whereas someone that say they have like you mentioned, they sell barbecues. They're busy selling barbecues and promoting recipes. They're not thinking about hashtags and keywords and all that. That's your job.
And that's where we get, move from the writing to the promotion too. But it's not
Exactly.
just online where as you said, people think, well, it's the ideas in my head, and how do I give that to someone else? When it comes to writing a book, and any entrepreneur whose reputation is their business should have a book. It's today's business card, and but it's the same thing with that. Even if they feel comfortable writing a short blog post, a big book that involves a lot more. And to be honest, that's where we do the biggest business. People come to us and they have either a business book or a biography. Those are the two big ones. Sorry, there's three: business books, biographies, and then there's fiction. People have an idea. Oh, I love this story, and they can come up with the idea, but putting that into words, even I wouldn't do. That's why I have a team, because fiction writing is a very special skill.
Okay.
But if you're a business person and an infopreneur or anybody whose reputation is the business, then absolutely you want to have a book, and chances are you're going to want to outsource that. And that's something that we do a lot of.
Okay, well, with that in mind, I'll sort of segue into, we want to keep these kind of tight because people are busy with their businesses, keeping things going. So
Absolutely.
I tighten these up, and so there's a big advantage also of to outsource to you, so a person can get back on doing what they're supposed to be doing, and that's selling their product, and let you do the writing.
Absolutely. We'll be able to write a lot more efficiently.
So why don't you give us how to get a hold of you and things of that sort, and then I'll propagate this out to the internet and see if someone can find it.
Well, on Twitter, you can find me at Amabae. That's Amabaie. Or you can email me at david@thgmwriters.com. And I assume you'll have that in text below the video when you post it, so it's easier for people to find it.
Will
And that's
do.
my website, thgmwriters.com.
Perfect. Yeah, you gave me some of that stuff on Skype here, so I will put that in with the video. So, David, appreciate you taking the time this morning, and I know we had some challenges yesterday, but they are gone, and we are
They're gone.
moving
Our
forward.
rural connection is back.
They
So
disappeared
thanks so
like
much for
magic.
having me. I really enjoyed it.
Okay, thanks, David.